Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, this is a continuity. This is the third part, and we're going to talk about the end is nigh. But before we do, let me get into some scripture here. Psalms 92 says, "The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God." You know, a lot of times, if I were to talk about the tree of life, there's a one understanding of it that a lot of people don't talk about. So let me get into it. John chapter 15 says, "I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that doesn't bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he purges it, that it may bring forth more fruit." See, one way or the other, you're going to get trimmed. You're going to get cut. Now, you can get cut out of the tree of life, period. Okay? Because remember, Christ is the vine of the tree of life. You are the branches. In other words, what it's talking about here in Psalms chapter 92, verse 12, is really talking about the tree of life. And we are all branches. Like I said before, knowledge is not something for you to keep to yourself. It doesn't end with you. It must continue onwards. You are a conduit. You only receive knowledge to share it. You're not the source of knowledge, and you're definitely not the one where the knowledge stops at. And so if you don't share that knowledge, one of two things will happen. You'll either get pruned, which means some part of you will be chopped off so that you can actually share the knowledge, or you'll be chopped off altogether out of the vine of life. All right? Because at the end of the day, God's all about sharing himself with others. And one way or the other, he's going to share himself. All right, let's get into what we're going to talk about today, which is the last one, which is the end is nigh. That is actually in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. And it actually was on the sign of Gotham Seaport. And what's interesting about the sign of Gotham Seaport, just to let you guys see what I'm talking about, is one, you see its actual address, which is Union Local number 234. But on top of that, you also see that there was actually a sign below that sign. If you look carefully, you will see that the sign is torn and that there's actually a picture below that sign. So they actually overlapped the sign with Gotham Seaport, which is really funny. And then somebody came and graffitied over it, or not graffitied, but put "the end is nigh." And that's cool because that actually follows up in Justice League, where we see this guy who had been warning everybody. And I just kind of transmuted the sign there. It says "I tried" here. I just wanted to show you. It says "I tried." Okay, so he gave up trying to warn people that the end is nigh. And a follow through of that was where the terrorists that were actually trying to hold hostage the Old Bailey courthouse, they were saying that we know that sin has brought on this plague of aliens. You know, the plague of aliens that everybody knows is coming from the song Everybody Knows. So I thought I would just elaborate on that little bit from Justice League. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to also put hashtag release the Snyder Cut. And don't ever forget that goodness is something that sharpens you and shapes you. So don't ever give up on it, even when the trials of life are difficult. You guys have a great one.